Our small cap company in focus tonight, not actually listed on the Small Order Index. Instead, it's a member of the Australian Small Scale Offerings Board. This is a platform for unlisted businesses to raise capital. Pet's Domain has 17 stores right around the country and plans plenty more. To tell us all about it, I'm joined from Melbourne by Managing Director Jason van Peelen. A warm welcome to you, Jason. It's an ambitious enterprise, but one that is very much front and centre. Even though pet ownership is falling, I understand the grooming and the preening is running at all-time highs.
Yeah, that's correct. The average spend per animal is certainly on the increase, well and truly above what it used to be. People are treating them more and more as a family member, basically. Jason,
tell me your story. Tell me how it all started.
Well, it's a story that goes over some 20 odd years, I suppose. I started firstly underneath the house and bred a number of... look, I was breeding fish basically, and got frustrated with the aspect of people in the pet shops only paying me 20 cents when I thought I could get closer to the $3 that they were getting, and advertised in the local paper and started selling them for $1, and people asked for more basically. They wanted aquariums, they wanted heaters, they wanted the whole lot, I guess. Yeah.
Very nice line in one of the articles, a very polite suggestion by the police that you desist from actually selling from your front living room and actually decide to open a retail store.
That's right. The council decided to move me on to my first retail store, and that certainly was the catalyst for the first one, and numerous other ones, I guess, have sprung from there, and recently expanding it to the number now of 17.
Now, you've gone down the road of actually getting capital before today. We know this much because the actual, correct me if I'm wrong, the central hub of your operations needed expansion. But now tell me about what this new injection of cash is going to be doing.
Yes, certainly we, through our local accountant, we raised additional funds some 2 odd years ago, and we were able to then expand. But with the current financial markets tightening and so forth, we have now decided that it's time to continue to expand, but also to get other additional shareholders and make it easier for people to buy and sell into our company.
I guess the big question for people must be, well, with the global financial crisis, we might have skirted it, but in turn, have we really continued to regard our pets as ones worth investing in so much as ourselves, Jason?
Yeah, look, the pet side of things certainly hasn't changed that much. We've seen things generally continue as normal. Probably the only sort of aspect of our business that's seen any difference is the very large purchases of really expensive, I guess, aquariums in the order of $3,000 to $5,000. That certainly has diminished. But look, pets still need to be fed, pets still need to be groomed and walked and all the rest of it, so that continues.
It might continue, of course, they need to get fed, but are they getting the cordon bleu fed these days, or is it the no frill, no label offering that people have said, hang on, if we're cutting our coat, Jason, we've got to pare back for them as well?
Yeah, no, we don't see a lot of that. We certainly see the continuing of you know, the super premium brands of foods continue to grow very, very well in that category as opposed to the budget brands, and the same applies basically to what people now expect are necessities nowadays for their animals, as opposed to what once used to be considered a luxury. They wouldn't consider cutting those out anymore.
Expansion to have 80 outlets nationwide inside 5 years, you need $3 million. Walk me through, Jason, just how the Small Scales Offering Board is the vehicle to do this. How did you get onto it?
Well, it was actually through another company that had an article featured on Inside Business, Pressure Foods. So they went through the exercise obviously successfully, and I happened to be watching it and thought, well, what is ASSOB, and how do I go then about accessing greater facilities to get our shareholder base up, to allow us to continue the expansion and deliver results in the long term for the shareholders.
So for people out there who want to get a slice of the action, how do they go about it?
Well, look, they should contact Toro Capital or go to our website and click on the investor button. That'll give them a direct link to the documents and so forth that they need to view before they can make such a choice.
120 staff. It's a little bit like private equity, because on your page on the small scales offering board it says years to plan exit 5, by which stage what? I'm guessing an IPO.
Yes, look, that's the most likely. I guess a trade sale could exist at that time, but we do believe IPO would be the most likely.
And what about sort of then perhaps taking it beyond borders, going across the Tasman, for instance? I mean, with a strong Aussie dollar, that sort of thing is quite attractive one, or is it not? I mean, because you can import stuff at the moment very well, but going the other direction, yes. When do you plan that sort of expansion?
Oh, look, I think you have to get obviously Australia down pat and get your footprint in most major cities large enough before you even worry about any other countries. Certainly the transition to New Zealand, in theory, shouldn't be that difficult. The software we have would allow us to do that, but the reality is it is another country. You'd have to understand it very well before you made that move.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you're only just on the verge, if not having just done it, of opening in New South Wales. If you look at the stats, we actually have the most pets in this state. Why have you taken so long to get here?
Look, I guess the opportunities for locations that we liked, and whether a deal could be done that I guess I liked, were limited. But certainly we've got our first one coming to Lake Haven, just obviously just out of Sydney there, and we're looking forward to that. That should be about mid-March, the opening of that one.
What have you seen as a trend when it comes to floor space, particularly in shopping centres in the last 12, 18 months? Have landlords been willing to negotiate? I mean, you've got your finger on the pulse over that one.
Yeah, look, certainly landlords are conscious that if you're going to drag traffic in for some of the you know, I guess retailers who need that traffic dragged in, they will do the deal accordingly. But certainly in large bulky goods centres that is the case. In shopping malls and so forth, less the case because they're dragging in the people anyway. What
pets have you got at home, Jason?
Myself, actually, right at this point, I'm in the process of just setting up my large fish tank again, having just built a new home recently.
It all comes full circle. We do wish you well. Many thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for your time.
Managing Director there, Jason Van Peelen, of course, of an interesting enterprise, Pets Domain. We're going to get to